I was aware of it because a friend of mine from graduate school was friends with a guy, Richard Crafser, who was the awards administrator was his title at the Television Academy, and he ran the Emmy Awards. They were at 4605 Lancashire, Suite 800. Tricia Robin was the executive director. And this was the nascent academy just after the split in 77-78 with the National Academy. So it was very much a brand new thing. I was hired in the fall of 1979, and my first day at work was the first week in January of 1980. But at that stage of the game, it was kind of an iffy organization. They didn't have a lot of money. The question of whether or not there was going to be, an appropriate licensing fee, which was the main opportunity for cash. It was a very small staff. The awards department was made up of 3 people. We had an auditor, we had the executive director, we had somebody who took care of membership and somebody who did student programs, and that was about it. It was a very, very small, nonprofit association kind of atmosphere in the early Television Academy.
And how did the opportunity come up? Did Richard retire, or how did?
He was going to retire, and this was at a time in which there was a very aggressive state affirmative action program at that time under Jerry Brown. And I had worked at Cal State Long Beach for a couple of years. I had come out on a tenure track, and when I came to California, standing on the porch of my rented house as my chair of the department came up, and he said, well, that tenure track thing, it didn't really work out. And so we would be able to give you a 1 year, and maybe after that another 1 year. My wife, of course, is looking at me like, said, what the hell did we come to California for if we don't have a regular job out here? I said, it'll be okay. And so I worked 3 years, and then I was offered a 2-year lectureship. It went up to as far up to the president of the university, a fellow by the name of Stephen Horn, and he said, I'm not going to hire another white male to be on a tenure track situation, because if we do give him the lectureship, then he would be able to sue for tenure, and we can't have that. I completely get it, and everything worked out very well, but it was a situation in which I was putting my resume around, and my friend Sam Grogg, who was the friend of Richard Crafser, said, well, send up your resume to the Academy, because I know Richard is going to be leaving at the end of 1979. So I did, came in for a couple interviews, and here I am.